Hi guys, welcome to Haysborough. It's a tricky word to say. Ghost Sensory X here. We've got a very special video for you today, so stick with us right to the end because you're going to love this story. If you love your Dracula, which we do, if you love Dracula and stories like that, you're going to love this. I've got to say, I never thought in my lifetime, apart from Whitby in Yorkshire, that I would actually come across a story of what sounded like a real life vampire, what the local legend is and folklore. And this guy, guys, is buried on the perimeter of this churchyard in an unmarked grave. If we can suss it out, of course we'll show it to you, but he's in an unmarked grave for obvious reasons because he was shamed. Incredibly interesting story from the 1830s, 40s. He came from this village, Haysborough. He was very poor all his life, and he didn't know really how to cope with it all, so he married somebody to get a little bit of extra money, yes, Elizabeth, and they were both so poor and had several children, which made them even poorer, that they had to go to the local parochial council for like poor law money, where you could get, I suppose, the equivalent to what we get today, like welfare and benefits, which sort of kept him going. But as time went on, he found it even harder to survive, as they look after all these children. And I'm guessing this story goes across maybe 40 or 50 years, not sure how old he was when he died. But what happened was, and this is terrible and is almost unbelievable, he started killing his own family. So the first victim was his daughter. I believe her name was Sarah. There's a lot of names to remember, so I can't rattle them all off. He killed his daughter, he killed his mother, he killed his grandchildren, he killed all people that were relatives very close to him, getting a tiny bit of inheritance here and there, you know, barely, not worth doing it really, but it sort of kept him going. And it seems like he got a bit of a taste for it because he didn't get caught. Now there came to a point when the neighbours sussed out there was something dodgy going on as people disappeared, especially from that family, and they went to the local judges and they investigated and they couldn't find any evidence, so he was getting away with it. Then more people became aware of what he was doing, and he realised himself it was all going to end really badly. So we'll tell you a bit more as we wander around, because obviously we want to do some investigating and testing, and keep till the end because we'll let you know what happened to him. It's an amazing story. Thanks guys. In Haysborough Church, St Mary's. We came yesterday, you may have heard us, but it was too busy yesterday, so we've come back. Is there anybody here wishing to talk? There's a small signal. This font is from 1400, guys, and there's lots of angels underneath. There's also just there, some very pagan-looking wild men. They've got a funny name, Wascaros or something, and they carry clubs. Must be to defend the village or defend the area. And then you've got the apostles round the top. You've got a winged lion, and you've got Matthew, Mark, Luke and John round all the sides. It's very intricately carved. It's astounding work, absolutely stunning. So it's from the same age as the church was built. He's got a lyre, this one, and talk to you. We're going to get a little recording device out, and it would be great if you speak to us. Prefer little or no swearing, but anything is better than nothing. Thanks, guys. EVP by the font. Are there any spirits at this font who wish to talk? Please speak now. Speak now. Little bit of whispering, little bit of hissing, few words, quite inaudible, so we might not be able to get anything, but we'll certainly give it a go when we get home. But there was definitely a response with little tappings, so I think I'm going to ask them that question again. I wish I could get closer to it. Spirits, if you would prefer to give us knocks or bangs, please do so, but speak as well if you can. Thank you, Spirit. Hi guys, we're just doing a bit of testing. I thought we'd tell you about what happened in the Second World War. In the Second World War, the enemy dropped bombs on this church and they blew out the West Tower, which has been rebuilt. They rebuilt that, and most of this side, which is a lot of damage.
This is the south side. You can see it's fairly new stone frames. Yeah.
So they lost all what would have been their lovely old windows. Possibly there were some medieval ones. They lost all that lot, and they say, and I'm not sure whether they mean inside or out, probably outside, that there are still traces of shrapnel. We're going to go outside later, and if we see any, we'll point them out to you. But all this side, all the south side, was destroyed, which is a real shame. But I'm glad they've rebuilt it. It's worth rebuilding Very, very lovely church. Spectacular, really, and very big for this area, which is really a small village now. But apparently it was much, much larger, especially back in the Victorian era. It had quite a big congregation, so it was worth rebuilding. Thanks, guys. Just thought we'd tell you that in between all the other stuff that we're doing today. Stick with us. Do so now. You can also make some knocks or bangs. That would be very welcome. Play it back. Talk, please do so now. You can also make some knocks or bangs. That would be very welcome. Hi guys, I heard something say, oh, for goodness sake, quite early on, like we'd disturbed whoever it was, and then there was a little bit more whispering and moaning. Very hard to discern exactly what he was saying, but we check it out, of course, and might pick up more. But we find him, we usually get something to talk in the lady chapel, so that's why we've done it. We're going to carry on round the church, and of course then we carry on with our vampire story, because it's absolutely fascinating. Stick with us, guys, stick right to the end. Oh, by the way, if you could, would you please like and subscribe? We're struggling to get subscribers at the moment. We don't really know what's going on with YouTube, but we've noticed a lot of channels are struggling at the minute, whether it's because summer holidays or something, don't know. But if you could subscribe, it helps us out and it encourages us, motivates us to keep going, because we love it and we want to be inspired by you guys, because we love you guys watching and taking interest in what we do, and I'm sure a lot of you are interested in the afterlife, so please show it. Please hit the subscribe button. Thanks, guys. As well, if you can. That was, just to clarify, that was the playback of the one we just did by the font, but we got interrupted by visitors there, so we didn't play it back immediately. But that was that one, and then following that was the one in the Lady Chapel. All good, guys? Thanks. Spirits, please speak to us now. I hit back. Spirits, please speak to us now. About halfway through, there was a very, very low whispering, very hard to discern, but about halfway through I heard a male voice clearly say, "What?" which was a good result, really. So, and we'll listen to it and see if there's any more on it, but I think that's a good result, like, what do you want or what you're doing. Excellent. Thanks, guys. Hi guys, just showing you here some parents with their babies buried in the Victoria era, and Mac, hope you can see that, guys, it's hard for me to see because the light is bright. Matt is now going to do an EVP to see if we can contact any of these departed.
Yeah.
Off you go, Matt.
Hi guys, yeah, we're going to do EVP recording of any women and children in this cemetery. Are there any women and children wishing to speak? Can you please speak now? Saving it. Here we go. Playback now, yeah?
Yeah.
Are there any women and children wishing to speak? Can you please speak now? Yeah, seems something there.
Some whispering, isn't there?
Yeah. Saving it.
Spirits of Brixworth Cemetery.
Yeah, we might have something on that recording. It seemed like there was a few whispers, and I thought I heard some child. It sounded like it, but we'll check it out because we can amplify the sound through editing, and we can do it like that. Okay. Alright guys, we're gonna do a little bit of film and I'm going to walk back to Mackenzie because she should point something out. Right. Yeah, we're looking for unmarked.
There's obviously something under there as well, which is unmarked. We're trying to look for Jonathan Balls the vampire, but they did move him several times. Now the story goes that in those days, around in the 1830s, they still believed in this, the stake through the heart, and they said they took him down to the crossroads, staked him through the heart, and I assume they put you there because then the devil comes to pick your soul up and take you down below. But he was then moved to this graveyard by the church, but he was put in unconsecrated ground. So it's very, very hard to find. And what happened was, as he knew the authorities were closing in and he was suspected, he panicked, and they reckon he took arsenic itself. Whether that was deliberate or not, or whether sometimes they say people lick their fingers and they've got traces of arsenic on it while they're trying to murder somebody else. He's known as a big poisoner in this area. So of course he died, and then when they dug him up, before they moved him yet again, they said his body was ashen white, just like a vampire. And because in those days that they would quite possibly think that, you know, that he was a vampire. Who knows? He was a very, very bad man and was bad all his life. And they say he asked to be buried with a Bible, a set of tongs, and a fire poker, and a plum cake placed in one hand. And because the tongs and the poker were for going to hell, he knew he was going to need them down in hell, fight off the demons and stuff like that. But you don't expect to find a story like that in a village like this, but it's amazing. I am so fascinated by it, and we're still going round trying to find a grave that could possibly be him. But you know, there's several unmarked ones, so he's in here somewhere, guys, make no mistake. And he's very notorious, so Norfolk had its very own vampire, so they say. But also we're looking for the memorial tomb of 32 men that went down with the ship HMS Peggy in 1770. She was carrying big casks of beer, believed coming back from Newcastle down the coast to Yarmouth, and then often they take it into London. And when she ran aground in terrible weather, the captain ordered all the cargo be thrown overboard to lighten her load, and her masts went, you know, she got battered up badly in the wind, and of course a lot of men lost their lives. Few were rescued, but they say there's 32 buried in here. And of course this was at the time of the press gangs, where the press gangs used to go around the pubs and inns. And of course these men didn't want to be on these ships. They were press gang when they'd had a few points, you know, into submission, because there was a war on the horizon with Spain looming as well, so they were beefing up the numbers of the Navy. So we keep looking, guys, and stop to do you know, a few more EVPs and stuff. Stick with us to the end. Thanks so much for your patience. We love you loads. Hi guys, we've just come across two very interesting memorials here. If you look down here, there is a very small cross. Now we're wondering whether old Jonathan Balls the vampire is under here, and they've put this cross on top of him to keep him under the earth, if you know what I mean. And that's why partly we're filming it in the daylight. We don't want to frighten us and you too much, Casey decides to pop out the grave. But we all know, of course, that vampires don't come out in daylight. And behind us there's a very interesting tomb that has obviously took a hit from the war, from shells. It's got like could have a shell embedded in it, piece of shrapnel embedded in it, because it's
see that, yeah, it's like a crater in the actual tombstone.
Yeah, really interesting, isn't it? So it proves it was sort of hit during the war.
And
so,
this bit here looks like a bit has caught the edge of the stone,
so
because this was bombed. See, there was bombing. The Germans did bomb this area and damage the church.
We're going to do an EVP here and see if they want to talk about their headstone being hit with bombs. spirits of this brilliant memorial damaged in the war, John Spanton and Rebecca, his wife, from 1912-1907 respectively. Would you like to talk about the bomb damage? Playback.
Of this brilliant memorial damaged in the war, John Spanton and Rebecca, his wife, from 1912-1907 respectively. Would you like to talk about the bomb damage?
Interesting. Whoever replied, they're answering quite a lot, and it sounds possibly like he's talking about some kind of bomb damage, so we'll have to check it out. But they were, you know, quite fluent. Most interesting. Thanks, guys. Relative to the vampire, he was put here about 1846. We're just guessing, but we're going to give it a go to see if it is. Jonathan Balls, suspected vampire, died of arsenic poisoning. If that's you, would you like to talk to us?
Vampire died of arsenic poisoning. If that's you, would you like to talk to us?
Weird one, guys. I heard all this whispering like coming from a gate opening, if you know what I mean, and I could hear the sea, which is not far away, and a little bit of whispering, but we'll check it further. Could be interesting, might be a false lead, but we got to give it a go. That's what we're here for, because we're really hoping to find him, and also the memorial to the other shipwreck. Stick with us, guys. Are you off?
Yeah.
We going? Right, we're going to do an EVP, guys, here at the mass burial of 32 sailors.
It's on this mound.
Drowned on HMS Peggy in 1770. Spirits of HMS Peggy Please speak now. Feel them. Feel them.
Find my body.
Ooh, that was interesting, guys. It was very creepy. I felt them coming round and standing round us wanting to talk, and they were whispering in voices that did sound like from the 18th century. Incredible. We've got to check it. I don't think there's anything very clear, but we'll check it in the hope of something clearer coming out. But very interesting.
See what it said.
Yeah, I'm beside you, and it said find my body, which is very appropriate because we've been looking for their remains and bodies for a couple of hours now in this graveyard, churchyard. So it's coming out with appropriate stuff, isn't it? It does sometimes.
Does it? As soon as I turned it on, it said I'm beside you.
So
what's that?
we're probably gonna do one more little bit. Mac's probably gonna do the last bit, and that will end our investigation here. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. And watch your backs for that old vampire if you live in Norfolk, because he's good. Well, I don't think he was good. I think he was very, very bad. And if they could have done, I'm sure he would have, gone to jail and been executed. But because they couldn't prove it till after his death, really, when he'd gone down there probably, as he poisoned 22 people. Thanks, guys.